Hello, all, very good morning. Yeah. We start up. Okay. I didn't see any mail or something like this. Test cases. Have you come up with test cases? Anybody? No answers. Okay. Could you please share it? Yeah. Could you please share it to me? Send out me my mailbox. Okay. So at the end of our session, we'll check it up. Okay. Okay. By the time anybody who are coming up with test cases, just send out to my email. Okay. Send out to my email box. Okay. Yesterday we were discussing test case design. So what is a test case? What is a test scenario? And how many types of test cases you can come up with? Meanwhile, uh, what are the different points you have to remember while coming up with creating test case, right? So these are the different things we come up with. I have muted. Anybody having any questions, just message me. I can unmute. We can discuss. So these are the different things we were discussed yesterday. So then today we go for testing terminology. Okay, different testing definitions we'll take to see. Okay, so here you will come across tester acceptance testing. Under tester acceptance testing, you will come across smoke testing, sanity testing, then you will come across regression testing, then retesting, then ad hoc testing, okay, then monkey testing or gorilla testing, okay. Then we can go for monkey testing, user acceptance testing. Under user acceptance testing, we come across alpha testing and beta testing. Of course, this one we already discussed. Again, we'll take to review. Then what is manual testing? Meanwhile, automation testing. Okay, so build acceptance testing or tester acceptance testing means as soon as you receive build or application from developer. Okay, so basically what you will do, let us assume whatever the application they send it to you, that application you are uh, you will try to launch with the help of URL, right? So whatever the URL they were passed, that URL itself not working. Okay, so the URL they send it to you for testing purpose, that URL not working. Okay, so then how can you perform your testing activities? It's not possible, right? So URL is not working means you cannot perform your testing activities. Okay, let us assume URL is working, but password, I mean login is not working. You are trying to enter correct username, correct password, click on sign in button, but it's not working. Let's assume. Okay, then how can you go ahead with your testing activities? Still you cannot perform, right? So as soon as you get application, okay, so you try to make sure major functionality of the application, okay, to make sure you can perform testing activities in the received build. Okay, some major blockers are there like this. So URL is not working or login itself not working or meanwhile compose mail or inbox unable to work. Even these kind of situations you can go for build acceptance testing or tester acceptance testing. Okay, so this one again divided into two types: smoke testing and sanity testing. Okay, so bull you are trying to accept, right? So that's why you are calling it bull acceptance testing. Also tester is accepting that application, so you can consider tester acceptance testing. Okay, so smoke testing or sanity testing. Smoke testing, so definition I already told. As soon as you get build from your development team, you will try to test major functionality of the application in order to accept that application for testing. This kind of testing you can consider as smoke testing. Okay, this kind of testing you can consider as smoke testing. Okay, then what is sanity testing? Sanity testing also testing major functionality of the application, but smoke testing also major functionality. Then what is the difference? Okay, the difference is during smoke testing you will try to concentrate major functionality very high level. So during sanity testing you will go little bit in depth more functionality. Simply I have to say means during smoke testing 20% of the major functionality if you concentrate, during sanity testing 30%, that means like little bit in depth more major functionality you can go for. So that is nothing but like sanity testing. So major validating major functionality of the application as soon as you get application, that kind of testing you can consider as smoke testing. Sanity testing validating major functionality of the application, little bit in depth more functionality when compared to smoke testing as soon as you get application for. Okay, so this is nothing but like sanity testing. Regression testing. Okay, for any of the application if you go for, how many types of releases you will come across? There are two types of releases: major release and minor release. Major release means every 3 months, minor release means every 1 month. Remember, this time gap, time box may get vary from project to project, client to client. Okay. Okay, so you are getting release means what does it mean? So earlier build, whatever the issues you were reported, so those issues you could have, they could have fixed and sent it to you for testing again, or they could have made some enhancements. Okay, so in either of the case they will release new build for you for testing. Okay, so you are getting release means new build. So due to new CRs means here CR means change request. Okay, change request means from client you will get, so existing functionality change or enhancement, existing functionality change or enhancement. So in either of the case you will get change request. Okay, so either they could have worked on change request, or whatever the issues you were reported, those bugs they fixed. In either of the case you will get new build. So okay, so whenever they are making enhancements or fixing the bugs, in either of the case what they will do, they will be in either of the case, what they will do is they will be changing the existing code, right? So they will be changing the existing code, right? So you get fever, let us suppose you went to doctor, he gave you medicines, fever cured, okay, but you are getting side effects, but like body pains, headache, or something like that. It should not happen, right? Okay, so like that, whatever the code they changed, okay, the code is perfect. You have to make sure that code is perfect. That means like in case they fixed bugs, the fixed they fixed the bugs properly, or in case they come up with enhancements, okay, so the enhancements they made properly. That is one point you have to make sure. So the changed code simply have to say means properly or not, you have to make sure, okay. So changed code means here, so either enhancements or bug fixes. In another way, the changed code should not affect the other functionality which one working fine earlier, okay. So to make sure these 2 points, you will try to pick up the test cases related to bug fixed areas. Remember, this is important. Let us suppose you were reported a bug in login functionality. Your application is having 10,000 test cases, let us assume. So for login, how many test cases you will come across? Let us suppose around 50. So login related functionality they were fixed means, in case the changed code affecting means it will affect login related functionality. It doesn't impact like inbox or outbox or compose mail or other modules, right? Okay, so the fixed login related functionality means you can test login related test cases, so you don't want to go for other modules test cases. That is important here, okay. So to make sure that these 2 points, pick up the test cases related to bug fixed areas and execute against latest release. So this kind of process you can consider as regression testing. Very simply you have to define means executing the test cases again and again is nothing but like regression testing. Your bookish knowledge or somewhere if you search in Google you will get it up. But why you want to execute test cases again and again? So you are getting release. So you are getting release means in either of the case. So they are fixing means they are changing the existing code. So the changing the existing code means okay. So it may uh, it may impact other functionalities. So to make sure these two, will pick up the test cases related to bug fixed areas and execute against latest release. So this is nothing but like regression testing. Retesting. Let's assume organization is there means so many employees will be joining, right? Let us assume today 200 people join. As soon as new employees join, what is HR manager's responsibility? So those people have to provide lab computers, for those computers accounts, okay, credentials, username and password they should provide, right? So before providing they have to create and test them. So let us suppose they were created 200 accounts. Okay, so sorry, once they create accounts, what they have to do before giving the real accounts to employees. They have to test whether all those account works or not. Okay, that means once they create accounts, successful login is one test case. So for that test case, different sets of data you have to pass. First employee's data, next second employee's data, next third employees, next fourth employees, next fifth employee's credentials. Okay, so one by one credentials you have to pass, and you have to make sure those credentials works for 200 members. Here the situation is test case is one, but multiple sets of different data you're passing to your test case. So this is nothing but like retesting. That means executing the test case again and again by passing multiple sets of different data. Okay, same test case, multiple sets of different data you will be passing and you will be executing. Okay, this is nothing but like regression testing. Okay, so in your automation front, this retesting you can consider as parameterization, and one more technical term is like data driven framework. Okay, so data driven framework. Okay, so that data driven testing, so that one we'll see in your automation front. As of now you can remember this is the stuff. Okay, then ad hoc testing. Okay, so there are two types of releases: major release and minor release. Let us suppose you are in minor release. Okay, so you are getting release means any change requests or enhancements. Okay, so first week it will go for like enhancements, first week it will go for like maintenance. Okay, for testers. So what do you mean by maintenance is like what are the change requests you got for this build, this release. Okay, so any change request you got from client, you have to analyze those change requests. So then if it is existing functionality change, what you have to do, the existing test cases you have to modify accordingly. No, these change requests are entirely related to new functionality. If that is the case, you have to come up with creating new test cases. You have to come up with creating new test cases. Okay, so that one goes for like first week. Okay, then remaining 3 weeks of time you are getting for regression testing. 3 weeks of time you are getting for regression testing, right? Okay, so what is the process is, let us assume your application is having 10,000 test cases. So 20 people were working. So means per head how many test cases you will come across? 500 test cases you will come across. So your job is, as soon as you get release a new build, okay, so you have to execute whatever the test cases got assigned for you and send the report to your test lead. Okay, okay, so I said 3 weeks of time you are getting for regression testing. These 3 weeks of time, what are the test cases got assigned for you? those test cases needs to be executed. So first 2 weeks over, let us assume. That means you have only 1 week of time to finish your testing on that release. Okay, so week means 5 days on Monday to Friday, right? So Monday, while testing, you found heavy critical bug. Okay, that bug is impacting whole of your application, all modules of your application. That means login, compose mail, inbox, outbox, send mail, logout, all modules this bug is impacting. So if this is the case, you will send it to developer. Developer will fix it up immediately and send it to you latest release. Okay, you are in release 500, let us suppose. This is what happened. So they're making sub release, right? So how they'll make sub releases are 500.1, 500.2, 500.3 or 3.2.1, something like that. Dot sub releases refers. Okay, like that they will make and send it to you latest release for testing. So now I said this bug is impacting whole modules of your application. So that means like you have to execute again 10,000 test cases, right? Why? This is critical bug. That's why I said like impacting all of your modules. But for executing 10,000 test cases and 20 guys, 3 weeks of time required. But here how much time you have? Just 1 week. Then what you will do at this point of time? At this point of time, what you will do is, okay, so you can go for ad hoc testing. Okay, so you have to refer test cases, you have to understand the functionality, and you have to test means it will be too much time consuming, right? So without referring test cases, you will be executing the you will be testing the application. So that is nothing but like ad hoc testing. Okay. So without referring test cases, if you perform testing, that kind of testing you can consider as ad hoc testing. Simply I have to say means what is the prerequisite for ad hoc testing? You are working here in this project for 4 years or 5 years. That means by the time you might be aware of like end to end of your application. Okay, so that is nothing but like ad hoc testing. Okay, that is nothing but your ad hoc testing. So without referring test cases, if you perform testing against latest application, so that is nothing but like ad hoc testing. Normally this is the situation means you will go for like high priority testing, high severity test cases first, then time permits, then only you can go for medium and low. And meanwhile this kind of situations you have to do night hours. Okay, so this is one more point you have to do. Okay, so this is nothing but like your ad hoc testing. Sorry, the idea is very simple. Without referring test cases, if you perform testing, that is nothing but like ad hoc testing. So why you want to go for ad hoc testing? So this is the situation. Monkey testing. If you give something to monkey, how it will behave? Exactly. If some application give it to uneducated people. Best example, ATM services. ATMs only educated people using? No, right? So uneducated people also trying to use. So they go to ATM center, they might not be aware of like what exactly they have to operate, and they may press unauthorized keys. Okay, so at that point of time your application should not get break or should not get crash. Okay, so that is nothing but like monkey testing. Whenever you are passing unauthorized keys to your application, so your application should not get crash or should not misbehave. Okay, so that is nothing but like your ad hoc testing. Okay, not ad hoc testing, sorry, monkey testing. Okay, the idea is here is like whenever you pass unauthorized operations or unauthorized keys, your application should not misbehave. Okay, so other example is like you have typed 100 pages. You are trying to save like with the help of file save, but it's not saving. No, suppose it's not working. That file save is not working. So okay, by chance instead of pressing Control S, you were typed Control around keys like Control D or something like that. At that point of time, your application should not misbehave. So that is the major intention of your monkey testing. Okay, then we can go for like user acceptance testing or client acceptance testing. So user acceptance testing is nothing but like I could have told so many times. Once whole your application gets ready, so you are at the ending days of 3 years, let us assume you are at the ending days of 3 years. Okay, so at that point of time, before releasing it to the customer, once whole application gets ready in company environment, you will try to install and test against latest release, against the whole application. Okay, so that is nothing but like alpha testing. Okay, okay, once alpha testing done, you go to client environment. There exactly which kind of environment you are going to use this application. There you will install and test. That kind of testing you can consider as beta testing. Okay, so alpha testing is nothing but like in company environment you will try to perform. So beta testing is nothing but like client environment you go, real environment where you are going to use exactly and try to test. So that is nothing but like beta testing. If you perform regression testing, I said right, regression testing, if you will be into testing, 80% of your job you will be performing is regression testing. Okay, so developers one side they will be coming up with the code, means they will be developing the application and sending it to you for testing. So you will be testing, and while testing, if you found any mismatches, you will report those issues to your developer fix and send back to you for testing. These two cycles will be repeatedly happening until whole application gets ready. So this is nothing but like regression testing. Okay. So if you perform regression testing with the help of human beings, okay, so that kind of testing you can consider as manual testing. Okay, that kind of testing you can consider as manual testing. Okay, so if you perform regression testing by using some tool, okay, so by using some automation tool, So that kind of testing you can consider as okay automation testing. Okay, so this kind of testing you can consider as automation testing. Okay, you don't get confused like in testing types you come across under black box testing, under functionality testing, sanitation testing. Don't get confused. Today we come like one testing, right? Sanity testing. So sanitation testing is extra features. Sanity testing is tester acceptance testing. Don't get confused. Okay. Sorry. So we were discussing like testing terminology under that tester acceptance testing or build acceptance testing. Under that you were uh, tested like uh, what we discussed sanity testing and smoke testing. Then we went for then what we discussed regression testing, G testing, monkey testing, gorilla testing, manual testing, automation testing, alpha testing, and beta testing. Any questions? Anybody? No questions. So no questions means have you sent your test cases? Okay. Okay. Just a second. I didn't share the template. Uh, okay, fine. So test case ID, yeah, perfect. Then launch. Okay, see here, launch URL. So this is fine. You have to come up with the steps in the form of steps. You cannot come up. It's a very good start, I can say. Okay, you are initiated pretty good, but navigate gmail.com URL. Okay, first step, expected value. What is expected value? URL should get navigate. Okay, this is good start. You come up with this is fine, but verify successful login. You have to come up with in the form of steps. Okay, so navigate gmail.com URL, enter correct username, enter correct password, click on sign in button. Okay, so you could have typed, but the thing is alt control you can give for going next line in the same cell. Okay, alt control. Okay, that one you can use it. So sign in button. So home page should get navigate. That is your second test. That is fine. Okay, verify compose mail button. So click on compose mail button. Okay, so what is verification? Compose mail page should get navigate. Okay, so compose mail page should get navigate. Verify successful See, first you can go for like unsuccessful test cases, that means like negative test cases, then you can go for positive test cases. Okay, so the way you come up, that is pretty good, but you have to come up with a few more scenarios. Okay, I will tell you like how I say means see, verify unsuccessful, compose an email, okay, by passing invalid email id format. Invalid email id format means xyz. So email id format means at the rate of gmail.com should be there. Okay, but you are just passing xyz. Click on send button. Okay, it should not send out, right? It should give you like error message. Okay, so try to give that error message during expected value. Okay, so that is one thing. Like that, invalid email id, incorrect email id format, that means xyz at the rate of gmail.com. At that time it will send out an email for time being, but after some time you will get mail delivery failure or something like that. You will get it up right in your gmail. Okay, so whether you are getting that mail or not, you can check it up. Okay, so two email IDs without separator is giving error or not. Two email IDs, so with the separator it should not give any error. It should accept, it should send out an email. Okay, two email IDs, in that one email ID wrong, one email ID correct. So at that point of time you should throw error message, right? Okay, so in compose mail test cases, each and every test case you should be having like click on compose mail button. So click on compose mail button, enter invalid email id. Okay, so click on send button, that is the expected value. So error message should get display like that error message you can mention. Okay, so click on compose mail button, enter invalid email id in like invalid format, so xyz. So at the time it should send out okay, so like this all there are so many test cases you can come up with for compose mail. Okay, I know it's not possible to come up with all around 400, like more than 500 test cases you can come up with. Okay, leave subject blank, leave body blank. If you try to send out, it should give you like warning message, right? So like that, two subject combination, two subject body combination, two cc body combination, two cc subject combination. Okay, so bcc, like that there are so many test cases you can come up with. Okay, at least you try to come up with covering all major scenarios. Okay, so like this you can come up with like more than 500 test cases. Okay, so you have to be very careful. Okay, you have to come up with getting, otherwise it will be very difficult once you go for the interview. Okay, so please come up with the other guys also. Okay, others also please come up with the test cases. I have given you some idea, right? See, I may forget, okay, but you have to remember and you try to send out test cases. Yeah, tell me, somebody asking some question. Yes, what is the prerequisite here is like you are assuming you are already login. Okay, then you don't want to go for login again. Okay, so directly no, not required. Okay, not required. Okay, you are assuming your application is logged in. Okay, so login related steps here not required. Okay, that one whatever you are saying like login, then compose mail, then validate inbox, outbox in mail, logout, these are nothing but like end to end scenarios, end to end test cases. Okay, There we come up with like login, then composement, then you'll try to inbox, outbox, like that very long scenarios you come up with. But as of now, you come up with like unit test cases. Unit test cases means module wise. Okay, clear? Okay, so these are the different points you have to remember. Okay, so any more questions? No. Okay, fine. Now, no questions means we can end up our session. Okay, so tomorrow same time we can meet up. Okay. Okay, then that's fine. Thanks for your time. Okay. Okay, then see you. Fine. Bye.